on CNN Philippines. And the ones who went blue were actually part of our previous batches, the alumni. Some of them are alumni of the show. And I'm glad to see that you're all still alive. Alive and kicking. So thank you very much for coming today. It's certainly an honor and a pleasure to be able to stand before you today. 3 years ago, when I was doing research for our show, The Final Pitch, Techtonic Summit was one of the first startup events that I personally went to research on the scene of startups here in the Philippines. And it was an eye-opener for me because it allowed me to see the depth, the quality of the startups. And it's funny because Francis and I were talking, and this has been an ongoing conversation for the past few years, that we would notice every time there's a Techtonic Summit, we would see a lot of new startups, and we would also see a lot of previously, we would call them startups, but now they are actually employed. So they were startups slash unemployed, but now they are already employed. So that means their startup is technically non-existent, but that doesn't mean that they won't make a comeback, right, Francis? That's all it is. Sometimes it is the right time, sometimes it's not. But today, this is the time for us to celebrate the 20 finalists for the Ring of Fire pitching competition that will happen this November in Techtonic 2019. So, right now, I'd like to turn you over to someone who has been instrumental in the formation of this event. In fact, this event would not be possible without her because she is the founder of Techtonic Summit and the CEO of PMCM Events Management. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the reason behind all of this, Mais Sinico.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm so happy that you could join us today. Today is very, very memorable, and it's been a roller coaster ride. But here we are. This is our third year for Techtonic, and year 2015, I attended a conference in Hong Kong. It was the RISE conference, and I went there as a volunteer because I wanted to learn how the event goes. And I couldn't sleep after few weeks. I couldn't sleep. I wanted to do something like RISE conference here in Manila. And after 12 months of contemplation and meditation, I met Francis. Thank you, Francis. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me. And you're still here with me on our third year. So let's give Francis a very warm round of applause. So this year's theme is Festival of Innovation, because we believe that startups has to be vibrant, full of energy and new ideas. Congratulations to the top 20. And we are rooting for you guys, all of you. And I want to thank my partners for this year. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. And I want to mention our managing director who made the program a very, very good program, Miss Alea Nadaga. And also our partner, Social Life, Francis, please stand up to be recognized. Say hello. The second HR group, Sir Angelo. Where are you, Angelo? And Sir Diego, of course. And of course, the final pitch, John. Thank you for saying yes to host today's press conference. Design Space, where are you guys? Yay! Woo! Puzzle Share, Go Style, Launch Garage, and a lot more. And of course, a very, very special thanks also to Alpha Reading Services for being our partner for 3 years. Wow, 3 years, that's amazing. And our co-presenter for this year is Alphas. Our major sponsor is Microsoft. And I want to thank everyone, please, the media who are here, who are very instrumental also for spreading the word out there. We want to see you on November 15 and 16 at SMX Convention Center Aura. It's not MOA. It's Aura in Taguig. So if you want to register, if you have friends who want to go, please register on our website. It's www.techtonicssummit.com. And thank you guys The theme for this year is Festival of Innovation, so let's make this the most vibrant and colorful tech conference in the Philippines. Amen? Yes! So cheers to Techtonic Summit 2019! Thank you to Carter Rossi. Thank you, John.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I kickstart everything, I just also wanted to quickly thank Oddspace and Accelerate by Unit Space for this lovely venue and the PMCM team for creating all of this. Honestly, beyond my wildest dreams, it looks really good. Like it's on theme. So I guess it's basically the funny thing is, if someone asked me when I graduated if I would be standing here doing something for something like this, nation building exercise of sorts, I would have said, no, that's crazy. I think I'm meant to be the corporate slave all this time. And the funny part is, by being part of this team, this Techtonic Summit, it actually went beyond that. Now we are empowering companies. So last January, when this whole journey started with Mice and Francis and us finding our partners who are now standing here and as one team coordinating everything that Techtonic stands for, the main question we were asking ourselves was, what exactly would make the Philippines stand out as part of the innovation ecosystem in Southeast Asia? And honestly, like compared to the more advanced developed countries in the Asian region, like Hong Kong, Singapore, it was a big question to ask because there's a lot of presence for Southeast Asia. There's a lot of interest from Silicon Valley and Europe to look into this market, but the Philippines usually is not the top of mind. And upon closer look, the main thing that always stood out to us was the talent here is very vibrant. It's always been about the talent for innovation. So as a community builder for the ecosystem in 4 years now, I have seen this not just in Metro Manila, but also in other provinces outside Baguio, for one, where ASEAN HR is actually based. Cebu, Davao, even the ones that you don't expect, Oriental Mindoro and Calapan, for example. All these government units and corporations working together to build innovation here in the Philippines. And the thing is, they don't see the light of day. You'll never know that that's the story that they want to tell. So here we are, Techtonic Summit now, this year. I am proud to announce our theme, Techtonic Summit 2019, Festival of Innovation, happening on November 15 and 16 at SMX Convention Center Aura. And we want to say that the whole reason why the theme is even Festival of Innovation is because we want to celebrate the highs and lows, the wins and the loses, the parts where people don't want to see and the sexy parts of innovation. And all of those combined into this big celebration for 2 days wherein we highlight the best that the Philippines has to offer. So with that, I want to delve deeper. What can you expect in Techtonic Summit this year? So number one is, of course, there's still the learning component. We are pioneering 2 stages this year for our content as promised because we want to highlight more stories that the Philippines has to offer, particularly innovation in government and corporate innovation. You guys can actually find the program in your inserts if you guys want to take a look. And the two stages would premiere the main stage, which is where we talk about innovation in general and how it affects the actual country, and also startup topics, where we talk more and deeper in fintech, blockchain, and all those other topics. Of course, there's still the networking part, wherein you get to network with entrepreneurs, investors, and other local and regional rock stars. You get to match with startups through the business matching activity through one of our partners, Toasty AI, which is a Hong Kong-based firm that specializes in events where we try to match and the top connections for that area. Startup Jobs Asia, we'd like to thank them also for taking part in this year's program, because startups now and companies that are joining are able to find the next person that they will need in their team through this networking segment called the Meet the Professionals networking segment. We also have, last but not the least, we want to pioneer the creation part of Techtonic. At the end of the day, innovation is about the ability to create. And through Accelerate by Union Space, we have the social lounge, wherein startups will be able to delve deeper into their work, try to facilitate meetings, if ever, during the summit proper. So with all of that, that's quite a mouthful. You guys can find it in your VIP, in your kit inserts. But above all of it, the reason why we did all these things is because Techtonic is an inclusive event for the startups. Every part of the program was catered to startups. And at the end of the day, from the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank everyone who made this possible. At the end of the day, this is an opportunity that was created to build a community of innovation, to build where everyone would pour their hearts out. Our partners, we are proud to say, are very, very makabayan. They really want to be able to help the Philippines. These people could have gotten jobs anywhere else in the world there are better ways to make money, basically. But we are all in this community because we have this gut feel that the Philippines has a lot more to offer than what people see us for. And that's what we want to pioneer for Techtonic Summit. So off the bat, everyone will know here that the odds are against us for innovation. For startups, entrepreneurs here in the top 20, you guys created this idea from scratch, and you would know how hard it is as founders to be able to make your way to the next step, figuring out the next week or next month of operations and everything else. And honestly, hats off, guys. Mad respect to you. So we want everything here is to help the startups out, to help innovation move forward, and to keep pushing and keep moving forward. So with that, thank you so much. Have a great day today, and please enjoy the event. There's food and drinks later and more networking. So thank you, and have a great day, guys.
Our initiative is to create awareness and encourage millennials to take part in the wave of change. They want to create awareness around the topic of food sustainability in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, Agrabah. The next startup is operated from a national control center by experienced staff with technical knowledge and specialist computer data systems. Personal service is the byword, and a member of the AutoServe team rather than an automated system will always answer you. That makes sense. I'm not sure, I'm just reading off the cards. Personal service is at the heart of this startup, AutoServe. We'll improve your intro next time. The next startup is a travel startup that pioneered travel concepts called random road trips, where the destination is a secret and the lineup of activities a surprise. They organize all kinds of road trips that focus on different preferences, travel styles, and background. Random road trips cater to adventurous souls who are eager to try everything and anything. Ladies and gentlemen, experience Philippines. Okay, so Experience Philippines collaborate with purchasers, wholesalers, suppliers, and manufacturers through their AI-powered market network platform that matches your products and services to other businesses. Briquette. Their company operates in Singapore, but they're based here in the Philippines. Their goal is to help connect regional hospitals across the Philippines to medical suppliers all over the country, allowing them to get the right medical products for the best price. We have MedHive. And you look like a startup. You've got it all. You've got the shirt, you've got the hoodie, you've got this, you fit the bill. You're like a poster child of startups. Okay, so the first time, we'll have a picture. Very, very familiar faces. So up next is a food delivery service for various restaurants and food stalls within the city, currently serving Naga City and nearby municipalities in Camarines Sur, Philippines. We have hand delivery. Are you related in any way to food hand delivery? No? No? Okay. I thought it was just a coincidence. So our next startup is the first and only crowdsourced cybersecurity testing platform in the Philippines, helping startups and SMEs by connecting them to vetted security researchers to find and fix security vulnerabilities before they can be exploited by cyber criminals. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Sekuna. So our next startup is currently on our season of the final pitch right now. They're one of the contestants of season 4, and their mission is to evolve the vegetable food scene in the Philippines by introducing cleaner, fresher, and smarter grown greens, all grown hydroponically. Hydroponics is the process of growing plants without soil. They use only water and they're perfect for the urban setting. Ladies and gentlemen, we have urban greens. So up next, earn up to 2,000 pesos and up by selling internet through your Sari Sari store. Sell your DSL lines to your clients. Internet is a price commodity. Offer your internet lines to your community and earn. It's like we're setting a sales pitch here. Aside from selling internet, you can also earn it through advertising. So up next, we have a startup that helps SMEs and large enterprises alike to address their limited market reach and achieve their aspirations to go global. They will help you leverage on They will have a photo up here. That's Raven. And another one. Last mile, how fitting. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. All right. The last person to be called is you. Last mile.
Yeah, guys, if you are looking to move to a new industry, feel free to connect with us. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. I'm Shui from DevCon Philippines. I'm the managing director of DevCon, and ironically, it's a non-profit organization, but it's the biggest organization in terms of developers. Those are really programmers and geeks. So I've been surrounded by geeks almost 24/7 of my life for 6 years now. And it's super interesting in being in a non-profit because bigger companies are reaching out to communities to tap with the most
So hi everyone, I'm the Francis everyone keeps mentioning about earlier. I'm sorry about that. So I've been around the startup scene for the last 12 years. I started my career in media and advertising when in Manila, and then from there built up different tech companies. So I kind of represent different types, meaning I represent startups because I also have my own startup. I also represent investors because I'm also part of the investors. And I also
Yes. This face was like. It's okay, man. It's okay.
Startups. What we want to do is we want to leverage the ecosystem of the Microsoft community because there's a lot of enterprises and businesses working with Microsoft currently. And what can we do to the most help that we can actually provide startups is actually more sales. So we're excited to work with a lot of B2B startups that are already on our platform, on the Microsoft ecosystem, and connect them to the companies that are currently working with us to figure out good synergies and potential areas for innovation. So that's where we're going. We're going to be doing this quarterly, and I'm very happy to have the first installment of this whole endeavor with Techtonic.
Yeah, so the business match will be taking place on both days, the 15th and the 16th of November. And at the end, we'll be doing a PR brief about all the successful matches, which hopefully take place over the 2 days, and any MOU signings, which may arise out of it as well. So please come along and support all of the companies in the world.
See you.